Organizer in honor of National Garage and Storage Organizing Month. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Are you? This is what you do.
Yeah, I'm a professional organizer. I've been doing it for like 10 years, and this is the only thing I do.
So
Nice. So full-time job. This is not like a side deal.
Yeah, it's not a side hustle. It's my real job.
Side hustle.
we call you. I mean, you've got your business card, your number, and everything, and
Yeah.
we yell help. You're going to come to our homes and help us get it all straightened out.
Yeah, and I love messy stuff. Like if I walk into a house and it's not really that bad, I'm like, oh, okay.
But this is key because she's
strange.
objective too. She doesn't have the attachment that we have to our things.
All right.
So somebody from the outside coming has got to be a benefit.
Oh yeah, and definitely a lot of times if it's a relative helping you, they have like anger issues or then they're yelling at you or bring something personal in, and then it just ends up being a big fight. So it's good to have a friend that you don't have that you can not cross that boundary and be mad at them, or somebody like me, because I'm just going to tell you how it is and try to push you to do it.
Go ahead.
How did you get started doing this? How did you turn this into a business?
Well, for like 10 years, I was a store manager for a retail store. We did all our merchandising and paperwork, hiring, firing, and I would go to all the bad stores and fix them. Like, my store was perfect, and I'd get bored, and so I would do that. And when I had my son, I decided, I want to get out of retail, and somebody was like, you should start organizing, and I love house stuff, and so I started doing it, and then from the day one, the first job, I was like, okay, I like this. I'm going to keep on doing it. So
10 years ago, I'd never heard anything like this.
No, this wasn't.
No.
Well, I watched a lot of there was a guy named Peter Walsh, and he was on this show called Clean Sweep.
Clean Sweep.
And he's like an organizer that I love. Like, I read his books and stuff. So just seeing that, I just, was like, I really wanted, they push people, and I love it. So
How'd you come up with prices and stuff? How do you figure out what to charge for something?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm actually priced very low compared to most organizers. I just started out low. I did this when I was married at the time. I did it around his schedule, and just kind of was like extra cash to buy my kids clothing, extra things that I would want to spoil them with. And then as the demand got bigger, I would, I've been raising my prices. And like I said before, I just kind of was just making extra money, and now it's my full-time thing.
But I mean, when you walk into a place, are you able to assess what you think it's going to cost already? I mean, you look at it.
You give an estimate?
Oh, no. You have to give an hourly rate with organizing because you could be there for years.
Well, there you go.
Somebody would be like, this is what I want done.
Right.
You do it. Well, no, da-da-da. Or you're moving things back. Or I have hoarders that they work against you and they try to slow you down.
Yeah.
They
They
try
don't
to
really
slow
want you
down.
getting rid of
Yeah, I
things.
had a client tell me the one day, she's like, I really tried last time you were working here to talk to you and distract you, and you just kept on working.
Well, what is the most?
Defense.
I know. How about it?
Where do you find the most stuff? What room?
What room?
What generally is the first place where people put their belongings when they start this massive collection?
A lot of times with hoarding, it's the main space that they live in. Or
Oh,
sleep
my.
in.
Where they can reach
like living room. Like a lot of hoarders, they don't sleep in their bedrooms, and everything is in the living room around them, and they sleep on the couch.
See, that's
Do
horrible.
you sleep on the couch?
No.
I'm like,
Don't listen to the
You're
nonsense.
starting to describe somebody.
No! Don't listen to the nonsense you hear in this program. I can get there's walking space everywhere.
Yeah, but do you sleep in
walking
your living
space.
room?
Oh goodness, that sounds like
There's walking space.
There's walking
Halfway.
space everywhere.
Yeah, when you say there's walking space as a selling point.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you're doing dance.
I have
dancing
watched
around.
hoarders. I've seen people with
I
major
don't.
problems. I am not even in the same stratosphere.
Honestly,
If
most
you're
hoarders
listening,
don't think
social,
they have
what's it? Not social media. What is it?
Social services.
Social services. Yes, I have a safe, clear path to all rooms. I have a bed that I can sleep on.
What's the biggest misconception you think about people who are hoarders?
That they're slobs and they are messy and dirty. I mean, I've had a lot of hoarders that are extremely OCD. It's a way to handle anxiety. So one house was condemned, and the lady she would bring clothes to that house to change because she didn't want her germs coming out, and she wore gloves, and she was so weird about germs, and you wouldn't think that. I don't know. It's just, and also a lot of times these hoarders, out in the public, they're very well dressed and super clean and overly you would never think it. A lot
Right.
of times you never would see a hoarder and be like, that person's a hoarder.
So you kind of overcompensate when you're out in public.
I think it's because they just have that image that they want. I guess, I don't know. there's a lot of people I know that had no, like, family members, and their own family did not know they were hoarding.
You can clearly see, though, the disorder that's associated with somebody who's got a hoarding issue.
Oh, yeah.
And people who just collect stuff.
Yeah, with hoarding, it's more like a mountain of stuff, like everywhere, like every surface, even on top of stoves. Like sometimes, like, run out of room and they'll pull, like, drawers out in the kitchen and stack on the drawers. And it's like not like, here's all my dishes and then here's all my clothing. It's a pile of everything, trash. Like, and it's unstable. Like, you'll be walking by and it'll just be falling on you, and you're like,
Are you ever concerned for your safety in these situations? Or
well, yeah, sometimes, because I mean, I've done where they're condemned and it's floor to ceiling, so I'm in a room, I had to make a pathway to get into the medical room.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm pulling things down slowly, like, please don't follow me, or
floor? You said floor to ceiling.
Yeah, like, only pathways, and some rooms didn't have pathways, so I had to kind of, like, tunnel through it. And I mean, people have, like, guns and stuff, and they don't tell me. And I had a hoarder where I was up on his closet, and a revolver fell down. And I'm like, so after that was, like, when I first started out.
Do you have a questionnaire?
People, yeah, I'm like, do you have guns? I just need to know where they're at, because...
Oh, my God. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
I was thinking health hazards, but there's other...
Yeah, I'm allergic to, like, everything. So I have to take a lot of allergy medicine, and, you know, keep on taking it. And but I love what I do. But yeah.
Okay, the average person. Now that's the extreme.
Yeah.
See, that's not even organizing at that point.
No.
Oh yeah, it's just
that's just cleaning.
Yeah.
That's just
it's getting like things categorized so they can see. Look, you have 5 blenders and 3 are broken. Can we get rid of the 3 broken ones, maybe?
I have a lot.
Like,
I got to admit, I do have a lot of broken things that I hold on to.
I think you're going to get them fixed.
Yeah.
One question at a time, please.
Yeah, that's a project. Hoarders are projects. I have a project for this. I plan on, I'm like, you know,
That's where I fall, because I'm the craft hoarder.
Yeah.
I always think I'm going to do something with that. I can make something out of that.
Me too. Me too. I'm a craft hoarder.
He's lying.
I have all kinds of bits and pieces, from things I'm going to weld and solder all the way over to yarn that I'm going to make a scarf out of.
If you have room for it and it's organized, that's one thing. But when it's all over the place and you don't even know what you have, or like the whole project thing, I saw a Hoarders episode, and this family member was helping their hoarder relative, and they had the person was like complaining about these rocks, and they wanted to get rid of them. And the family member threw this rock, and the hoarder said, "I had a plan for that," and that's what makes me laugh, because that's what they have a plan for everything.
Yeah, there is a plan. There certainly is a plan. I probably have 4 broken lamps that I want to get fixed.
Are they awesome, amazing lamps that remind you of a great time?
Yeah, they're awesome lamps, but they are not working. But I can't throw them away because they're still good.
I've offered to fix them for him, and he won't bring them in.
You probably think they're going to throw them away, and they're his babies.
Then they'll end up at my house.
Unbelievable.
So let's get away from the hoarders and that part of it. To the average person, where do you start? What's the first thing that you do when you go, okay, this is out of control, I need to begin, and I'm going to try this by myself?
I would say sort things into categories so you can see what you have. Because if, like, say you start organizing books and you start putting them away, and then you find 50 somewhere else, then you're reorganizing what you already did.
Okay.
So getting things together so you can see, and then also you might realize, like, oh my God, I have, like, one person had 50 hammers and didn't realize they had 50 hammers.
50 hammers.
And I was like, you have enough hammers, like, you can get rid of.
You can only use one at a time.
Yeah. So
50 hammers.
yeah, I'm serious.
Well, you think about it.
Wow.
You can see how this stuff starts to happen, because you got a garage full of stuff. You go to do a repair, go to get something. You're at the hardware store. I don't know where my hammer is. I'll just buy another one. Then you get another one, and then you think you're going to need more, and then you go to a yard sale, and they've got 3, and I'm not sure where I put the other 2 or 3. So you end up with a bunch.
Yeah, and people are so time crunched. It's like it's easier just to buy it than try to find it. Or
It's like downloading songs. You don't go get the record you have. You go ahead and download it for $1.
I've done that too.
Because you have it already.
I bought things I've had already too.
Or like deals. People see something and they're like, "Ooh, super on sale." And I'm like, if you think about how many of those items you bought on super on sale, you could have bought one of those items and something you really love and it works really well. Like, why buy crappy things because they're on sale?
I've been trying to go with my life to say I don't need all the little things. I need one good thing instead.
Yeah. And look, it's clothing. They say, like, sometimes what you should do is, like, face your hangers all the same way. And then throughout the year, as you wear something, turn the hanger around so you can see, oh, I have only worn, this many items. Like, that's it. And, like, when I worked clothing store, we had, clearance, and you'd find, like, a dress for $1. You're like, oh, it's $1. But then I never wore it. And it's like, I'd rather pay a lot of money for something I really love and I wear all the time than have all those things that are just, it's hard to put laundry away because you have all that stuff there and you have to rearrange to get your clothes put away.
I like your idea of grouping, though, too, because I think when I go to the one concept is that you get your trash, your charity items, and then the things that you're going to keep.
Yeah, I tell people to try to always have some kind of place in their house, especially if they have kids, to have a giveaway section. So if your kid has an item of clothing that doesn't fit it anymore, put it right in that bin so that you're doing it as you go, and you're not having to spend like a Saturday night like going through your kids' clothes.
You're a bin fan?
For some, depends on the people, because everybody's brains work differently. So if they have ADHD, they need things to be clear, and so they can see it out in the open, where other people don't want to see this stuff, they want it put away. So it depends on how your brain works.
Oh, I see. A clear bin as opposed to just one that you can't see into.
Yeah, or just, I mean, or some people have to have it out and open, like, if they have errands they have to do, they'll have to put a big bin by their door, and they put stuff in there, so as they walk out the door, they see that and say, okay, I wanted to return this to my mother, or this person that was borrowing, or I have to return this.
That's my problem. If I put it in a bin and I can't see it, it's good and bad. I forget about it.
Yeah.
But I also, then I realized that stuff's been in a bin now for a year, and I never bothered with it. It should go.
Yeah, and it helps a lot too. I mean, a lot of times when people buy something, they keep it in like the little grocery shopping bag, and then they forget they bought it, and then it's like Christmas when I'm organizing, because I'm like finding stuff and they didn't realize they had it. So I like to have zones when I do stuff, so that everything, if you are going for something, you know, okay, this area is all my craft stuff. And because sometimes with people that are very disorganized, they have the same item in like 10 different drawers, and it's like if you put them all together, you're saving space, and it's condensed, and you can find it, let alone like going through the house. Like they're like, well, I need it in this drawer and I need one here. I'm like, well, you realize you have junk drawers pretty much in every room of your house, and if you just group it together, you can fit more.
Now, what if I have a lot of stuff and I know exactly where everything is?
That's what people always say. But
I do. But I do.
Yeah, that's why my hoarders. Oh, I know where this is at, and I'm like, oh, no, you don't.
Yes, I do. My problem is being overwhelmed when I go into the room to do the organization.
That's why you have to start out small. Sometimes, like the shows, like they like pull everything out of the room and let's start fresh. No, like nobody has time to pull everything out of the room. So if your closet's really messy, start out small. You could do like, hey, I'm going to go through all my short sleeve shirts today, or I'm going to go through one shelf, and that's what I'm going to do. And if I'm on a roll and I'm like, yeah, I'll go and do more.
I see. So, okay.
Because what people do is they start pulling everything out and sorting it, and then life happens. They leave, and then they push it all back in, and nothing ever gets done. So you have to make steps.
I can't tell you the amount of times I pushed it all back in.
I don't have the stuff issue. I have the with the closet and I just did it with the clothes the other day. Where I try to organize the clothes better, but I don't have like the stuff that you have. Like, I don't have broken stuff that I think I'm going to fix.
It's all organized. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
This has been very enlightening.
You still have those speakers I gave you?
Yes.
Are you using those? No, hold on a second.
Excuse me.
Let me say, I gave you those speakers. Hold on, we're going to fight. I gave you the speakers at least 7 years ago.
I am using the subwoofer, but not the other.
Can I step back one more time? How many pairs of speakers do you have?
We are out of time. Thank you for joining us today.
How do people reach out to you?
Sets of speakers.
He got his own speakers in the house over there.
If they want to contact you for help, how do they do that?
I have a website. It's organizerjen.com with one N, or on Facebook, organizerjen. And I'm pretty on there a lot and posting videos so you can get to know me, since I will know everything in your house.
Now, can I write?
I know stuff.
Can I write other people's names in? Like, I might know somebody that might need your help. Can I write their name in?
Do you have gift cards?
Yeah, people can buy, like, I don't have gift cards, but I have, like, where people are buying, like, their family members, like, 4 hours at a time, and,
What about, you need to have, like, interventions. Like, you come over and you go,
you
who's
have
this pretty
stuff,
girl? You
and
go,
I'm here.
Knock on the door.
I do it all. I do speaking engagements. I do coaching with people having business that want to expand. And because I have ADHD, so my brain's all over. So I think about all kinds of different things. So I'm always, willing to help people out, and, even people sometimes, if they have rooms that are hard, I'll say, send me a picture, or I'll give you free advice, because I just love helping people, and now at least I get paid to do it. So
Wow. There you go. This has been something. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
You didn't help him at all, by the way.
No intervention.
I know. I'm going to show up at your house and be like, hi.
He's not willing yet.
The keep pile is too big.
It starts with admission.
I will say I've had hoarders where, even like one person was like, my dad really is old fashioned, doesn't like to listen to women, and I think he's going to be he's a hoarder. I went there, his dad like loved me, and right away I gave him homework, and before I even started, the guy was like knocking it off the list. So I've had, I'm really good with people.
What are you doing August 26th? Because she's having a fight party, so I think it'd be time to sneak her in there.
He's official now. He's
not having any fight party. There'll be no intervention.
Fight with stuff.
There will be no
for the main event.
There will be no rematch. No rematch. Thank you, Organizer Jen.
Yeah.
We'll take care of his business. Come back. Spelling Bee 800-332-1057. Call now.
Another big weekend.